Welcome to Total Fitness Monday. Nice busy studio today. It's a perfect place to start. This is number 1 on our Total Fitness cycle. It's called Hold Fast because we do a lot of holding, a lot of isometric holds. We're working through the fundamental movement patterns. Okay, so we're going to be doing squats, lunges, press-ups, hinges. Okay, so all those fundamental things that you take for granted and things that you do right. Well, this is one of those workouts where we really work on those, try and absolutely perfect them and cement that mind to muscle connection, those neural pathways. It is predominantly, predominantly body weight. Okay, but there is just a couple of them where you need some light hand weights and need light. If you're at home, you will probably get away with like tins of beans, you know, it's not very much weight required for this at all. Okay, I'll explain a little bit more in a minute. Let's get warmed up first though. Okay. using isotonic and isometric contractions in layman's terms, moving, holding. Okay, so we'll do 15 seconds isotonic, moving normally, 15 seconds isometric, holding. Ideally at the hardest point of the exercise, I will offer some alternatives for some of them. We're going to do 3 rounds and then an active rest. So we move for about a minute. So you're working, your body's not resting, but the muscles you're working are resting, that's the idea. Then we go around for a second round, and then we move on to the next area. So your first one is squats, can't get any more fundamental than that. So, squats. Everyone knows them, obviously, but to perfect them, you've got to think about these few things, okay? Opening, come on in, opening the hips. Yeah, so knees out, okay? And you've got to sit down with a squat, not sit back. So if you're hinging, like a deadlift, you're sitting back more with a squat. You're sitting down, you need to create space for the hips. So knees apart, and then sit, keep your head and chest nice and high. Okay, down into that squat, go, and then back up. Okay, we're going to move for 15 seconds. Okay, once I've got the legs wall, it's Saturday, still bad. Okay, then hold for 15 seconds. At the hardest point, which ideally is that 90 degrees. There, hold, head and chest up, knees, brace the knees, and then back, moving for 15 seconds, hold for 15 seconds. 3 times. Without, ideally, fluid, okay, without any extra rest. Okay, then you get your active rest for this one, mountain climbers. So we're going just under a minute, drive the knees. Looks like a leg exercise, but it isn't really. The tension's all over the top, it's all the anterior chain of the body. Mountain climbers and core. So for that, for a minute, then we back up, we have another go. Second round, obviously, you've got that oxygen debt and that build of lactic acid makes it a lot tougher. So we go again, and again, your active rest, and then we move on to the next area, which I think is press ups. That's the second one. Anyway, we'll cross each bridge as we get to it. Let's get started with squats. Okay, so move and hold. It's that simple. Isotonic, isometric. When you're in that hold, think about what's happening with those joints. Yeah? Toe, knee, and line. Think about all those angles. You can use the mirror. Okay, it really does help. Right. Bear with me. We'll get started. Okay, ready to squats first then. 3, 2. When we're falling. they can do them. Okay, but they're not done correctly very often. Although for those of you who've done my self-fitness and done a few cycles of it, you've normally nailed it by now. If you're fairly new to it, you might not still. So, it's all about this. Okay, shoulders down, lats engaged. And really, it's what's happening with the shoulder blade at the back. So what you don't want is that. Shoulder blades all loose and coming off the rib cage, you want everything tight. So pulling the like that W shape. Just pulling the elbows and shoulders down and engaging the lats is the key to a good press. Get better off scaling it down and getting onto the knees. You're starting bottom up, almost doing like a cobra push-up. Pull the elbows in, peel yourself up. Okay, what most people do is this. Okay, you've got to get out of that habit, or you'll never ever fully get pressing, when you'll always leave yourself open to shoulder injuries. Okay, but by engaging those back muscles, you protect your shoulder and also make it really good at pressing. So you're going to move for 15 seconds and then hold. Now your holding point, you're very good at press ups. You can hold at the bottom. There. Again, pull the elbows. Think about this. Look, pull. And then squeeze. That's what you need to do. The longer you do that for, like I said before, it's going to cement those neural pathways and get you good at doing press ups. You can do that on your knees again, there. Okay. Worst comes to worst, hold at the top. Okay? There's still a lot of engagement across that anterior chain, so don't worry about that. Okay. So, active rest for this one. A nice lower body one. Let all that recover, so I'm just going to do split jacks. Okay, on the toes, nice and soft. Just a minute of that before we go in again. Okay, so, isotonic, isometric, 15 seconds on each. 3 rounds, this is not easy. Believe me. Okay. Ready. Round 1. 3, 2. That oxygen debt. Here we go.
1 per side on this one.
We're nearly there now. One more round. Come on then. Last time. That's often done wrong. Nice light dumbbells. Okay, right. Lateral raise. Lateral raise, that medial delt. Okay, that widest part of your shoulder. So you want some weight. Not a lot. I'm only using these fives. I know this is going to be nasty. Right. Move. 15 seconds. Hold. 15 seconds. At shoulder height, palms down. And let's cut out this dead range, please. This is what you see. Now, you don't want that 18-year-old lad style. Let's have strict. From the hip, you're doing this. You might as well just get a kettlebell, do kettlebell swings. Much better. So let's isolate that shoulder. Okay? Then hold. Your active rest. You're going to do little bunny hops, side to side, lateral bunny hops. Imagine you skipping. Nice and soft, okay? It's literally just side to side. Relax your shoulders, want them to recover. Keep everything soft. Okay, you don't want that. Okay, soft, soft, soft.
Where's the word rest?
Okay.
Yeah. Just
active rest.
Just keep active.
Yeah. Alright, so let's go.
Keep active.
We've got the same template, same thing. Okay. So we're ready. Lateral raise, straight from the hip. If you've got a lighter weight near you, that's probably not a bad thing, trust me. If you need to nip to the last thing you can do is just use your hands. Trust me, it'll still work. You've got the weight of your arm already, yeah? Don't forget that. Okay, ready? 3, 2, Hinge. You're not squatting this time, so you're not sitting down, you're sitting back. Okay, so first things first, soften the knees. So you're on your locked out there, soften. Then, get rid of that internal rotation. Switch the glutes on. Screw yourself into the floor. Then it's the hips, sit back. So your belly coming towards your quads. Okay, you don't want this though, because then that's going to be too much hinge, and that's when you're going to feel on the lower back. So create a little sandwich with your hands. Practice at home. Hands there, do those, soften the knees out, and then create the sandwich. Yeah, your hands are the ham, and your quads and your belly and the breath. If you can't feel one side of the breath, so if I'm like this, look, no breath. And it falls, okay? If I'm squatting too much, no breath on the top, okay? So that's what you need. Soften. Push out. Sit back. Then on here, okay? Don't worry if you're a bit further up. If you've got tight hamstrings, you won't be able to get parallel to the floor. But that's okay, even if you're a bit higher. Then I'm going to use the dumbbells or just, again, the weight of your arms, honestly. Or a combination of the two. And I'm coming up there, squeeze my shoulder blades. Yeah, move, and then I'm going to hold. 15 seconds, move, hold. So it's all those flat muscles. Remember, so a lot of people who did it this morning, they just put the weight down for the hold and just squeeze. So that's entirely up to you. Your active rest this time, it's a very active rest, and it's burpees. Just pace yourself. So no set reps. Get a nice steady rhythm going. Right, that's it.
I'm banning you from the word rest. What the hell is that rest?
Well, you are resting, the muscles are working. So technically, it is a rest.
No,